Hello, my dear Aries, and welcome to another reading with me, Mountain Medicine Coaching. Let me just make sure that my microphone is on. Very good. So hopefully you can hear me okay. So we're just going to take a moment to clear the energy space. I have some white sage here, and I will follow with some Palo Santo. So just taking a few deep breaths here, and just really clearing that energy space. Clearing thoughts or needs from the week that may have been a little bit intense. Expectations for the reading in and of itself. I always say it's okay to have intentions for the reading, but we want to make sure that the cards are speaking for themselves. So take a moment just to release those expectations and to allow messages to come through. This is being recorded in April of 21, but whenever you find it will be the perfect time for you. Feel free to get comfortable, take a few deep breaths here, and really just releasing any tension throughout your body. And then we'll go through the positions of the spread. We have the center here, which will be the energy of your reading. We then have your past, your mindset or your goals, the messages from the spirit realm, and your future action or your next step that you'll be taking. So let's begin here with the center. We have transformations, so some sort of big change is going on here, likely to be a spiritual change, perhaps around self-love, because we do have this purple amethyst here in the center. And I love that there's this dark forest. I always love that archetype of the darkness in the forest. It's like that quote that says that, you know, the witch walks through the forest without fear because she knows that she is the most powerful being in the forest. So very beautiful. In the past here we have the stones. In the reverse, so this is about records, ancient knowing. So you could be doing some DNA lineage work, you could be doing DNA codes. I think human design is tapped into all of this. Several different concepts that go into who you are as a person, what makes you uniquely you, especially as it pertains to the past. So this could be past lives, this could be past, like I said, DNA lineage. It was in the reverse, so it may mean that there's something left that's ready to be known now, or it could be something that you do know that has been sort of cast out or maybe suppressed in some way. I also associate the stones with the Akashic records. We have here records. So I do teach Akashic records. We'll go through that a little bit more. It's just a really good way to tap into that soul contract, tap into past lives, DNA soul healing, things like that. And then we have your mindset and what it is that you're cognitively going to be focusing on here. And we do have the medicine bowl, which is healing. So the healing bowl is where in ancient times they would mix the herbs and put some water in it and, you know, grind those herbs into tinctures or into salves and to be used for ceremony. And then we have the jar here where that would be transmuted. So there is this transmutation, there we go, of energy. So from plant to salve, what is that process for you, right? So taking energy from the past, taking this transformation knowledge and really transforming it. What does that look like for you to create power out of pain? Something like that, or this healing here that's going on. Okay, and your spirit guide message is the Heyoka, and this is about humor. So this is sort of the class clown, and he's known for wreaking havoc. He would be sort of that coyote type medicine, and he's all about, like I said, bringing total chaos in order to teach lessons. And so he will be having a great time. He's laughing and having a wonderful time while you are in havoc and your world is turned upside down. You know, we have opposites here. So this opposing approach is really coming forward for you. So take things lightly. take things with a grain of salt. Just enjoy your time and see things for what they are with a little bit less seriousness. Okay, and in the forward movement, your next step is the number 1. And I can't tell you how many times this card has hit the wall from me being frustrated and throwing it, for example, is just, you know, figuratively, of course, but it's this number 1. And its message is you will move forward when you've reached inner peace. Okay, so having this stillness, this oneness with yourself, and this connection with your inner balance, right? The male and female, yin and yang, there's like this starting point. So all of this then that we've already gone over is in some way, somehow a little bit in the past, or is needing to be looked at, needing to be done before the forward movement happens. And you will notice there's a signature here. The buffalo calf pipe is a real physical item. It's a ceremonial, sacred concept, again, real item, which is the buffalo calf pipe. So we have the sheath here, which is the white buffalo skin, and the pipe was given to the keeper of the buffalo calf pipe back in ancient times, and has been passed down all the way to this person here, who is Chief Arvol Looking Horse, ARVOL Looking Horse. And he has a YouTube channel, you can check him out. I was also able to meet him in real life, which is how we got the signature here. So just a little bit of background, a little bit of that knowledge that's really coming through as being needed today, you know, for us to be looking into what is this buffalo calf pipe, what prophecy does it entail? And we may go into the prophecy, we may not. It just depends on what other concepts will come forward. So let's go into the Lenormand here, which is just read like a sentence. We have the Rider upside down, also a number 1. Number 1 in reversed. Okay. So an indication that fast movement is not recommended now. We also have the fox in reversed. Okay, so the fox is a similar energy to the coyote, which is a similar energy here to the heyoka. The foxes are a playful animal, but they're usually playful for, you know, killing animals for sport. Like they'll go into a chicken coop and they'll just kill all of the chickens, and they'll go off with the one that they need, having left all of the others behind, right? So there's this mischievous energy. I'm hearing negating. So maybe some mindset stuff around negating yourself or negating your power. And then we have oppression here. This is the Christ's cross. There we go, tongue twister there. The cross of Christ, who carried it as this heavy burden, right? He carried this very heavy, very, I'm hearing the word despicable. It's a despicable act what happened. So maybe there's a little bit of injustice that has played a part here, or something like that. Now, the number 3 is the ship, also in the reversed. I do have a tendency to turn all of my cards right side up and then shuffle. So please don't pay too much of a mind on the reversal of these cards. I'm actually feeling called to turn that one over. And of course, we have another one reversed. And again, I think it's just because at some point in the reading, I always do turn my cards and then reshuffle. So now we have the snake, which is another negative card. And I put that in quotations because there's always a positive and a negative to every card. However, in the Lenormand, the snakes can be many things. Slippery tongue, a little bit of a negative reaction, knee-jerk reactions, but then also we have the Garden of Eden here. So we had that knowledge of life, and the snake told Eve to partake in this universal knowledge so that she would not be oppressed or bogged down or taken as naive, right? So, you know, it depends on what story you believe. With the Adam and Eve story, I'm not trying to get too religious on anybody, you know, and we're all entitled to our own opinion and to read on our own. Okay. So we'll put that in the reverse, and it also speaks to transformation, shedding of the skin, and becoming anew, right? So snakes will literally crawl right out of their skin and leave the dead behind. And so that's indicated here 2 times. And now we have the book, and also another nod to the Akashic Records. So some of you may be interested in that. But this book is about needing further research or gaining more knowledge on a specific topic. So some of you may be really diving into that research of perhaps past pains, past oppression. There could also be a relationship involved here. You're sort of moving into a new beginning. So if that's something that pertains to you, then let me know in the comments and we can work something out for a personal reading, simply because I don't like to give definitive answers of do I stay or do I go, because this is a general reading. Okay, but before I even shuffle here, we have sacrifice. What can you let go of? So very, very interesting here. Sort of a duplicate of transformation. I love that even the colors are very similar here. We have this purple hue, this dark night of the soul, this dark forest type energy, and you see everything underground is actually a skeleton, and then she's becoming one with the earth. So there's this process that's happening that may be needing to happen, and let's see what it is that we're ready to let go of. Making peace with your past. Very interesting. So definitely something from the past that's ready to be released. And then at the bottom now we have a pause on the journey. So sitting in stillness and coming back to center is most definitely being suggested here. So let's move now into your goals, your aspirations, your mindset. What's going on with this healing here? And it just kind of dawned on me that some of you may be here as a healer. You're here to become a healer and to help other people to move through these transformations, to take things lightly, to dive into these past pains and to heal what's in that solar plexus. Okay, and in the mind here, we have a duplicate 31. So that could be a very intricate message for some of you. 3131. So angel numbers at play here. And the dry desert is a desolate place. Obviously, there's not a lot of greenery here. There's one single person. She's here sort of alone. So maybe some of the healing to be done is about being somehow cast out or left alone in some way. And we have the one here as well that does have a little bit of a lonely sort of energy behind it, right? So then at the bottom here we have healing duplicated for you again. So there's something for sure to be released. We have a 38 and then a 39. 3131, 1 here, 36. So there's lots of threes. But in any case, you're here to perform a healing of some kind. It's going to be very important for your growth that you do go ahead and follow through with this healing. And then we have the spirit guide message, which is wonders. And I really love this because it feels like astral travel. To me, there's like this meteor, again with amethyst. So if you have amethyst around you and you're able to grab that for a little bit of this healing ceremony, that would be beautiful. So let's get a clarifier here of what we're finding. Gateway. So you're being asked to go into this astral realm to do some of this Akashic Records journeying. And, you know, it's called something different for everyone. But a meditation that takes you on this journey would be extremely powerful for you. And at the bottom here, we have change. So you're here to be a change. I think that's for many of you. Part of this, you know, the seventh fire prophecy that I mentioned a little bit here. I've heard it called many things. The fifth world of peace, we hear a lot Christ consciousness, which we see here, and here as well. And then 5D, it's just this beautiful transition from the 3D world that we live in to more of that 5-dimensional space. So a very interesting, well-rounded energy so far. Let's see here what it is that you're here to express as you move into this next stage of being and into the next step here. Beautiful. We have voice. Oops. Voice. You are here to be known, so speak and be seen. And we have this harp here that she's almost holding as like a weapon. And she's got her magical fingers here that are sort of pulling at the strings. So I think many of you are here to trigger people. You're here to help people to understand bigger and to understand brighter, right? And again, we have this space-time behind her, right? This beautiful star era. So this reminds me a little bit of like the Anunnaki or the Lemurians, the star seed situation. So very, very cool understanding there that you're going to be here to speak out. And we have this knowing here. And the second place here is knowing revealed. And then we have this idea of the gatekeeper here, the gateway. So I think there's knowledge that some of you are holding back, and there could be something indicated here where you've been taught to be silent, and we're ready to sort of heal that now. So let's see at the bottom of the deck, and it says circles. Clarity begins at the eye of the storm. And we have this elderly person here on the back of a horse and then children down below. So a really gorgeous image to depict this here, saying that, you know, this clarity is coming and it's going to be channeled to you, channeled through you. And I'm actually really loving this here too. Just this combination of the dry desert with this really orangey, yellowy feeling that I'm getting. It's this solar plexus here. So some of you may be doing some work on your solar plexus. So let's see here what the momentum is for you, Aries. We'll fill in some spots here at the rest of the reading. What is the momentum? Okay, so we have the Four of Bows, which would be the Four of Wands, which traditionally in the tarot is, you know, this house, this home, and it's this feeling of structure and celebration is what we see here, which can also be Three of Cups sometimes as well. And it has kind of that energy around it as far as the abundance being fulfilled and having this hearth fire where you and your clan or your tribe are sort of coming together. So I think there's something coming through here about loneliness, and it's really resonating for me personally. I hope it is for you too, where we tend to sometimes feel that because we're on this journey and because we're doing things in stillness, that some of it is to be remaining secret, and we have these closed practices in some cultures, and we have the cultural appropriation argument coming forward that it's not okay to use chakras, it's not okay to use the sacred spiral or any of these sacred medicines that are so helpful. And, you know, they're really creating a transformational vibration, frequency, ignition across the planet. And to take that away from spiritual teachers, it just doesn't make sense, right? The goal is the ascension of the planet. The goal is to move forward. The goal is for everyone to be on the same page and to celebrate together, regardless of age, class, creed, race, you know, upbringing, demographic. And so here, motivating you as well as this hooded man, which is of course the hermit in the traditional tarot. And I'm going to go ahead and share the story of the Wren because I think it's pertinent here. And so there was this race in the story of this deck here, the Wildwood, and all of the birds got together for this race. And so the wren was lined up, the eagle, the heron, all of them lined up to get to the highest point in the sky the fastest. So everyone takes off, And the eagle definitely schooled everybody in this race. And as soon as he reached his breaking point, the wren popped out from under its wing and won the race. Now, is there a method there of cheating? Perhaps. Is there a method there of strategy? Perhaps. And we see strategy here, and we see strategy all over here, right? This movement, this forward movement, it's do what you need to do so that you can do what you can, right? So the wren is now the king of the bird family in the wildwood, okay? The other concept here that is pertinent is that on his cloak and at the wreath of his door is evergreens. We have holly, we have mistletoe, and the evergreen family of trees. The reason for this is to understand that even though it's winter, in this particular scene, we have the wren, who is the king of the bird family, and we have the evergreens, which is this energy of never dying, right? It's a longevity piece. And then we're met here with this beautiful number 1. So understanding you, oh wow, and right there sticking up was the wren. So that story was most definitely pertinent. And he is the page of arrows. So very interesting story there, as I think he could potentially be the king, but he cheated, so he gets to be the page. He gets a little bit of a downgrade for that reason. Okay, and now we have the parts of you that are really going to be awakening now. What parts of you, Aries, are coming to the surface in order to get to this next step, this next level? The Queen of Fire. Well, isn't that you? This is beautiful. There's this energy here of power. There's an energy here of strategy, creativity, longevity, never quitting. This fire, the fire that burns in the belly, right? So be sure not to allow this fire to burn you up. There's an old African proverb that says, if a child is left out in the cold, and of course I'm butchering this, but if the child does not get invited to the fire where everyone is sitting, they will burn down the village in order to feel its warmth. So there is this healing that's being done around this oppression, around this overthinking, and this sort of a need to succeed as well. So be cautious, Aries, of not stooping down to low levels, which we see in a couple of these here, in order to win, right? The wren, again, was hiding inside of the eagle before bursting out. So there's a brutal honesty that's coming out here, and there's healing that need to succeed, that need to push, that need to hustle. And the other momentum here is being this oracle. We have intuition here. And this is very, very powerful, magical way of being. She has the owl here 2 times, and that is 360-degree view. While she is cloaked, but her third eye is glowing, she holds the universe in her hand with the moon there. And then below her is the spider, and the spider is weaving a web. And I absolutely love the medicine of the spider because it's creation, and we have creativity here. Kind of all over, really. I feel like many of you are feeling a very creative edge, feeling like on top of your game when it comes to creation, which is gorgeous and it's beautiful. Just watch how you speak and watch who you're speaking to, because we have this energy of the gatekeeper, of coming back to basics here and creating some sort of a balance. And then once this stillness has been created, once you are in this creative space, then we speak, and we speak with jurisdiction. We speak with dedication and this beautiful knowing that is saying, come at me because I know my stuff, right? I know what I'm doing, right? If you are a spiritual teacher, or if you're a coach online, or you're going through something of your own, which is indicated here with all of the healing, if you feel as though you've done the healing and you're here to perform healing for others, which is indicated here as well. Self-mastery breeds beautiful people and advanced people. And don't let anyone tell you that you're not advanced. You know, I just recently did a TikTok. I don't know if you all are on there, but it's just so fun. And I said, you know, stop calling people baby witches, because it's not coming from a place of really understanding your own practice. You know, if someone comes to you and they start asking, can I use this sigil, or can I draw this rune, or whatever, and you say, no, how dare you? No, oh my goodness, you're going to summon a demon, you're going to end up cursed, you're going to end up dead, right? What is that teaching? I mean, really. So don't allow, and I say this because there's a lot of that out there. There's a lot of that going round. How dare you use chakras? How dare you use the sacred spiral? How dare you think of yourself as the sage? How dare you think of yourself as an intuitive person with this beautiful knowing? And my answer is, I am that I am. I am the creator here. I have paid my dues. I'm here to speak what I know, right? And I will come from a place of my personal knowledge, of what I've personally experienced. And if it triggers people, so be it. So be it if people are triggered by me, right? This is you as the Aries. You're the leader of the zodiac. You're at the beginning. You are this great number one, okay? You are the leader of the zodiac. And let me say this, there are not many new souls. There we go. There are not very many new souls on the planet now. If you're alive in 2021, let me tell you, you've been here before, you've paid your dues, perhaps been burned at the stake, perhaps been slaughtered by colonizers, who knows, right? It's endless what things you have probably witnessed as a soul. And it's important to find those things in the Akashic records, or in journeying of whatever kind, right? In stillness and meditation. Because the more you know, the more you can see yourself as you, I'm getting tongue-tied here. The more you can see you as a unique, beautiful soul, the more you can share. And the more that you share your beautiful music, and you sing at the top of the rooftops, regardless of who hears, regardless of who is triggered, the more you are helping this world, right? I'm coming back to this here. This is you on the back of your horse, leading, right? It's almost like a Knight of Swords type energy, and all these children are here being like, yes, thank you, finally. Someone to tell me it's okay to practice. It's okay to be here. I have a right to be here and to stand in my truth, right? And then these children can gain clarity because you're on top of your horse as a seasoned being, as a person who understands what the soul needs, what the soul wants, what our common needs are, being together, not lonely on this plane. Right? Moving forward, seeing abundance, releasing old stagnant energy that's not serving. The more that we do it, the more that we show it, and the more that we practice talking about it, the more the world changes. Okay, it's very, very important. And then right as I picked up that card, here's what the bottom is now. Okay, and I don't always put them all on the table, but this here is presence of absence. This is very important for you. And I'll make sure those are on the back side so we can read it here. Hold what is absent in the presence of your love. Interesting words. But I do happen to know that the message here of this card, you see this older woman here, she has two photos of her children or grandchildren perhaps sitting at the table with her. and then her partner appear on the wall in a picture frame, and she is here alone, thinking of the essence of these people. And so the absence of these people is creating a presence. And that's why I love this so much. The presence of absence. Okay? Pain holds energy in your body. This person is very tied up in the remembrance, and she's very tied up in the loneliness here. Okay, so please do not hesitate to, don't be afraid to share your story, right? Your soul tribe is out there. This is what's driving you. The universe would not leave you alone if it wasn't aware that that loneliness would drive you. Okay, very important there, because that driving of you to find your soul tribe, to find, other women out there supporting women, or men out there supporting men on this healing journey, on this releasing of the oppressor, right? And who isn't on that journey right now in 2021, right? We are here to do this work. This is healing lineage, healing DNA, healing the need to be silent. I mean, who decided that, right? Okay. And let's see here how it is that you will be best connecting to your spirit realms at this time. How can we connect to the spirit realm? Anticipation. This is such a lovely energy. And I always say that this energy is what drives manifestation. Okay, some people say desire. I say anticipation. There's a difference between saying, I would really love it if it would rain today. It'd be wonderful if it would rain. And there's another energy entirely about putting on your rain boots and grabbing your umbrella and thinking, I'm excited for it to rain today. That's the difference between desire and anticipation. Something wonderful is happening, change is in the air. Open yourself up to the blessings on its way. So practice that anticipation, saying, I am so here for it, right? I am here for this change. I'm here for this new clarity. And we actually see change all over your reading. Transformation here. We have change right here on the bottom of the deck. We have this pause in your journey. We have this beautiful wisdom that's coming from you. So let's see what animals are going to be here for you. The owl. Beautiful, beautiful medicine there that we see here with this intuitive person. Okay, the message is deception, but not in a way that you are deceptive or that you're being deceived. But the energy behind it here is that the owl is not able to be deceived. There's no way to tell the owl something that is not there. The owl is all-knowing, all-seeing, right? They have this wisdom about them. And they also have this ability physically to see colors that we can't even fathom as people, right? They can see a mouse a mile away from the sky or from a top of a tree. And then we have the turtle here. This is grounding, Mother Earth connection, healing. So healing coming through many, many times. He's also the integration between the water world and the land. Okay, so those two elements are really coming up for pretty much everybody so far in these readings for the month. Integrating water and earth energies into your practice will be extremely powerful. Okay, because that mother energy is nurturing, is healing, it's ancient, and it's so knowledgeable. Okay, and now we have at the bottom of the deck here the buffalo. And I was really hoping that we'd be able to discuss the buffalo medicine that we see here in the sacred calf pipe. Sacred white buffalo pipe. There we go. It may even be white buffalo calf pipe because there's an energy of rarity in the white buffalo in particular, because the buffalo signifies abundance, right? The people used to have so many buffalo that it was the tell all, do all, be all of their medicine. So the fact that the buffalo were eradicated back in the early 1800s, late 17s, is so particularly disturbing because it's how they based their very belief system. This is like a deity, right? So the story goes that as the buffalo were being slaughtered, as the children were on the long walk, the Trail of Tears, all of this history being made from the coloners to the indigenous, the elders came together and there was a prophecy made. And it said that the third generation of these white settlers would drink of the wisdom of their native counterparts. They would wear beads in their hair, figurative of dreadlocks. They would wear colors on their skin, figurative of tattoos. And they would make the world green again by changing the minds of their forefathers and the white chiefs. Okay, so this voice that you have, Aries, this is not by accident. Whether you resonate more with starseeds, Lemuria, Atlanteans, Pleiades, starseed knowledge, whatever, okay? Or you resonate with deep understanding of the wisdom of Earth, indigenous cultures from around the world, sacred knowledge of the spiral, of petroglyphs, ancient pyramids, stuff that's grounded and rooted in the earth, which it seems many of you are. When you do research and you begin to look into the knowledge of the earth through the stones, through the dirt, through stillness, through stories, legends, you begin to tap into the abundance that's been taught through generations that was attempted to be eradicated, right? Because the colonizers back in that time believed that in order to control a people, you must first deprive them. You must first oppress them, right? And in some ways, people may think that they've won. But they were not expecting us, our generation, in 2020 and 2021, coming through and saying, you know what? No, I put my foot down because I know the messages of the starseeds. I know the messages of my DNA, my ancestors. I know the stories, the legends, and I'm here to travel. Travel from hardship to abundance. Travel from internal pain, burning pain, loneliness, upset, abuse, relationship, trauma, whatever. We all have something that we're releasing that may be holding us a little bit hostage or making us feel like this change is taking forever. And sometimes it is. And sometimes there's something we can do about it. And for you, Aries, it's ancient knowledge or, starseed knowledge, channeled messages, becoming a channel. Many of you are a channel. As I said, there are not very many new souls on the planet. No. And that's the prophecy here. The white children would be born, but they would have the soul of someone who is red on the inside. Red meaning indigenous, right? I don't mean to quotate like that's not important. I just mean red indicates indigenous blood. Okay, moving on. So, it's a difficult road. I will tell you that, because again, the conversation of appropriation, the conversation of how dare you, the conversation of you don't get to do this work, it's all hogwash. And those people who are upset and they're in the ego mind and they are upset with you for moving forward, they're upset with you for tuning in and being advanced, they're upset with you for triggering them and being a creator, for learning the messages, channeling the ancestors. because they are not being that channel. So they are mad, they are upset, right? So when people start to tell you that you are wrong, that's their opinion. And you know what, Aries? You're not here to be deceived. You're here to run the freaking show with fire in your belly, with healing in your past, right? Many of you have already started this journey, started the healing, started the channeling, because we see it all over here. And I think that's why we're seeing the spirit guide message here of take things with a grain of salt, because people are out there to deceive you or to make you feel inferior by calling you a baby witch or saying, how dare you try to learn this? The fact is, there are closed practices out there, and you do need to be cautious and aware. But all in all, Aries, this is why you are here. You're here to move mountains, to strategize, to release the humans of Earth from oppression, to move forward. And you're going to be met with some slippery tongues. You're going to be met with some very intricate challenges. But keep going on your research journey, okay? It's very important for you to read the books, research the concepts, look into deeper and dive deeper into this essence of the circle, this number 0, this all that is, the 5D, the Christ consciousness, whatever. Because we have so many of these number 1s. The number 1 indicates you're still learning. You're here to learn, but you're also here to experience the abundance. That is the initial lesson of Native American culture. And keep in mind as well, as I am, very white, but turquoise is the way to indicate that you are a supporter and you are an ally. So wearing turquoise will help them to better understand, okay, they're here to support, they're here to help, right? So always, always be reaffirming, I'm here to help, I'm here to help, I'm here to help, I'm here to help, even if you get met with resistance, okay? And it's regardless of which culture you're diving into to understand, be careful what you share. And when you do share it, and it comes from this place of empowerment, it comes from this place of being at peace and teaching others how to be abundant, teaching others how to have success, and it's rooted in these ancient concepts, that's beautiful. That's amazing, because it frees the people of this oppression. Don't let anyone tell you who you are, Aries, because you do know. You're here to be powerful, and it's going to trigger people. But you're not here to be deceived, nor are you here to deceive. So keep the owl medicine close as it's coming for you full speed here. And know that you're meant to grow past all of this. You're here to manifest, to master manifestation. So if you're looking for help with that, with mindset coaching, success coaching, online marketing coaching, this is what I do. I've been full-time at this for 3 years now, or so, 2-3 years. I would never look back. If you're looking to leave the 9-to-5, you're looking to take this prophecy full-time and really be able to show people how to do this work, how to be a healer, how to heal others and make a profit doing it in a way that's aligned and beautiful and, yes, strategic, but also rooted and grounded in this idea here of being this earthly teacher, this nurturing mother of Mother Earth, of this elder spirit, right? An elder is of all creeds and classes and colors. So it's time to, I believe that it's time for cultures around the world to release this color narrative, regardless of the color that we are, and regardless of how we got here, regardless of if we've done enough of the work. Be hell-bent, Aries, because that's you, right? You are hell-bent. You know this. You know you can be a lot. But show up and do that and be a lot, and don't apologize for it, Aries, because you're here to be the speaker of the house. All right. Some of you would do well in politics, changing the minds of our forefathers, changing the minds of the white chiefs. And this would be, you know, for Americans, because we still have a lot of this oppression here today. It's here and we are still healing it. But the way for us to go about this is to heal our own generational trauma, our own inner solar plexus trauma. Get that fire in your soul burning for a cause. And I feel many of you already know that that's why you're here. So if you're interested in the Akashic Records, interested in these soul journeys, soul contracts, meditations, moving energy in that realm, let me know. I will put things in the comments. Right now it's an email address only, simply because there's a lot of hackers out there who's been taking advantage of people's links, so, or asking for sales or something like that. So only follow what you hear from my voice, not anything in the comment section, okay? So I'm sending you all so much love. I hope this has come full circle for you, and I hope to see you in my inbox. We'll see you next month, so make sure to subscribe. We'll see you then. Bye.